I've been wrestling with the idea of God for a while now, and I kind of feel jealous, like of people who genuinely believe in God, like they genuinely believe there is a higher power that will help them out. Like I watch a lot of UFC fights, or just MMA in general, or fighting in general, and a lot of fighters are generally very religious. Doesn't matter if they're Christian, they're Muslim, doesn't matter. They're generally very religious, and that is a source of power for a lot of them. And generally, the ones which I have seen not be very religious, not all of them obviously, but a lot of them I see they devolve into degeneracy, let's say. Uh, I've been getting into MMA lately, and I don't know. I have always been a guy who is always filled with extreme levels of paranoia, extreme levels of anxiety, and thinking there is a God is a peaceful alternative to absolute nihilism. I understand that. I absolutely understand. It's just I feel like my soul has been tainted so badly by now that it's hard for me to accept, like, okay, even if I knew there was a God, right, and there was a creator, I just, why would I even believe that the creator would want something good out of me? What if the creator just wants to make me an example? What if the creator doesn't care? Okay, that's one possibility, right? Then I watched a lot of Jordan Peterson video where he says God is basically an ideal. I tried thinking about that idea, and I tried to think, yeah, what if my, because according to him, God is an ideal which we all follow. Even if you don't name it something, you still follow it, which I kept thinking about. Yeah, even my friends who are agnostic or atheistic, they are following a certain sets of values which they consider better than other values. But is that God? Is the value they are trying to reach, is that God? If that is God, their God and my God is not the same, except that it is a form of ideal. So what is God? Is God an ideal? I could subscribe to that idea, God as an ideal. Like, what is God to me in that sense? God, I guess, will be something which represents the utmost good in everything, right? Like, God in its purest sense would be the good in everything. Like, I could say fighting, right? There's a certain way of fighting. A certain way of fighting is better than other fighting. Like, Aikido is shit. I think we all agree that. But we know some certain form of art or fighting is better than the other ones. So are they closer to God? Isn't that, doesn't that sound kind of like, I don't know if you guys know this. I think it was Plato who said, yeah, it was Plato, right? Who talked about the world of forms, where where there is a tree which has the most treeness, let's say, or a dog with the most dogginess. It's not a good, like, example, I guess, but you know what I mean. It's like anything out in the world, like that light bulb, right? Now that light bulb is a thing, all right, but I'm sure when you see another bulb, it will be considered more of a light bulb than this light bulb. So that's closer to the ideal of a light bulb. So there must be something which will be the most light bulby bulb of all things. This pillow. There might be the best pillow there is. It might not exist in the concrete world, but it might still exist in the world of forms, which is basically an abstraction, an ideal. So when I thought about it, is the God I think, is it basically the world of forms, or does my God exist in the world of forms? I don't really know, because I try to go through logic with everything I deal with in life. And not gonna lie, I have not always been successful because emotion takes over, gut feelings take over, and I do stupid shit. Sometimes logic is flawed too. It's not like logic is the one true way to deal with life. And I've realized that I have been missing something. There is no sense of foundation in a way, which a lot of people in the modern world I think lacks. I'm not an expert on these kinds of things. I'm just a random average guy just trying to understand what do I do. Like, I genuinely want to believe in God. I'm not even lying. I genuinely just want to believe in God, because there's been a lot of times in my life where I genuinely feel lost. And just the way I see, like, I follow a lot of fighters. Obviously, I said it at the start. Some of the fighters I love is like Khabib from Dagestan. A lot of these Dagestani fighters from UFC, they are very religious, right? Like, they get a lot of power through that, and I don't know. I feel a little bit jealous. Like, sure, I could become a Muslim next day, but I don't think in my heart I would still believe in their God. That's the issue. Like, I could like watch Oliveira and see him talk about God, like he's illuminated by God, and be like, fuck, that's cool. I want to feel that way. I want to feel what he feels. Problem is, I don't think I will. And I don't know how to. I don't genuinely don't know how to. Like, logic can only go so far. Like, I want a, in my ideal world, I will have both science and spirituality side by side. I don't want to exclude one from the other. I don't want to choose between scientific thought and like spiritual thought. I think both should complement each other, and that's the right way to go about it. Issue is, it's easier said than done. Most people can't do that. You either choose one or the other. You barely ever choose like both. But I also want to be a fighter. I know I don't look like it. Like, look at these lanky arms, these noodly arms. I know that. You don't need to comment it. Like, stop. Don't type it. I know you want to. I still want to be a fighter. I've always fought. I fought a lot. Actually, not always, but I used to fight a lot when I was a kid. And I want to get back into fighting because I got back or got into UFC a lot. And I love that. I love how they are. I love. They're my new superheroes, basically. I don't. I don't know. So, by the way, this is like, it's like 1:15 here, like at night, and I'm just ranting. Probably no one's gonna see this video. Issue is it doesn't matter. When I make these videos, it's not for other people most of the times. A lot of the times it's because I find things cool and I want to make that shit. Or I want a memory to be alive for a while. Because if it's in the internet, I can access it forever. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. We are talking about God, not YouTube, for fuck's sake. My issue with this, it is I want to believe in God. Okay, I like how they feel. I love how they have a safety net, because in my world view, when I die, there is just nothing. Nothing. There's just absolute nothing. There is no meaning to life. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But I know for a fact, because I've done many fucked up things in my life, and I was a very different person when I was young, and it it kind of ruined my soul a lot. And I know I talk about soul a lot these days. I didn't used to talk so much about soul, but when I say soul, I basically mean my spirit in a more metaphorical sense. I don't mean like when I die that soul goes away or something. I don't believe in that shit. It could be true, who knows? I can't disapprove it either. But issue is just I like there is a spirit, right? I've seen a lot of fights, like MMA fights or boxing or anything, where the fighter, you could tell by just their looks, even if they look like physically they look intimidating or something, you could tell by some of their like instinctually their body language or something. You could tell like this fighter can't go on for a long time. And when you see they fight, like they're digging punches into each other, you see how someone cracks mentally. That is what spirit is for me, the soul is for me. Like a lot of times in my life, I crack too easily because there's pressure, and I wish I didn't. I wish there was this internal strength. No matter what happens, I will get it done. And I don't think I can do it very well. I wish I was better at it. I just suck at it very badly, and I don't know how to get it right. Just don't understand. I want to fucking understand how people believe in God. Like I want to believe in God too. I had some ideas. Okay, right now I don't even feel like talking much because I really need to sleep because I need to work tomorrow. And I need to get up like at 6, and it's already 1:15. It's 1:20 now. I think it's almost 1:20. But point is, I just I just want to feel good again. And I have a good relationship and all. My even my family issues are almost solved. My career issues are not really solved, which is fine. It will get better. I know for a fact. I don't know for a fact, to be honest. I know it will eventually get better. I just have to get my discipline right. But there's this thing missing, which I know is a big part of life, the spirituality. And it's just, I just don't know how to do it. So I've been having these ideas. I don't know if I should do it or not. I'll see if people think it's a good idea or not. But I honestly want to do it. Like I want to go to different religious places, like a church, a mosque, a temple, like different places, like a monastery. I don't care. I'll go to all those places individually and talk to their like priests, I guess. And I want to understand what they see. Maybe an interview or something. Maybe I'll do that someday. Like an entire playlist which is just about me going to religious places and having not even a debate. It's more like a discussion. I don't want to. I'm at that point in life where I really don't want to like fight that much. Like physically fight is different. That's because I view like martial arts as arts, like actual art, like a painting. Like I would look at a painting and say that's wow, that's so beautiful. And I can look at someone fighting and be like, wow, that's so beautiful. And I mean at both of those things. So that's a different thing. But I don't want conflict. I want to be peaceful. I want to live the Vinland Saga life. I want to be Thorfinn. He's literally me. Not really, because I am not peaceful at all. But I want to be peaceful. I just want peace. I don't want to be horny anymore. I just want to be peaceful. Anyways, That's all I had to talk. The I whatever. It's a complicated situation, and people have been asking these questions for like a millennia. I don't know how long is a millennia, by the way. I just said it because it sounds cool. Point is, they have been talking about this a lot, but no one really knows what the answer is. Is there a God? Is there no God? Does it really matter? I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. But I think I'll just go interview those people because I think I genuinely want to to understand God, let's say, because I don't. I really don't, and I want to. Anyways, that's all I had to rant for today. Bye, I guess. I'll go to sleep too. You sleep well too. Good night.